Hey everyone, it's Mama Tempest. I am actually very excited to do this video because it is a toy rotation video, but with that means that there are going to be less toys all around my house. We are going to organize it into 4 groups, and then within those 4 groups, I will then put those back out, just only a couple of options from each one of those different groups. Each one of those groups are going to develop his skills in a little different way, and hopefully we can find some toys that maybe I forgot about, or maybe that just don't even belong developmentally there anymore. So join me, come on. Okay, so first I would like to place all of the toys into 4 separate categories. The first being gross and fine motor skills, the second being cognitive and problem-solving skills, the third is language, social, emotional development type skills, and the fourth is going to be sensory and kind of creative expression type skills. And each one of those are going to have a different set of toys in it. So let's start with gross and fine motor. So my goal with gross and fine motor skills is to develop coordination, some hand-eye coordination, and anything like, the pincher grasp, dexterity, that type of thing, to make sure as a 2-year-old he is developing those skills while playing. And those could be ride-along toys, push-pull toys, any type of stacking toys. We have a couple of actual pincher stuff that we got from Love Every. And so those types of toys that just really help with moving your hands and making your hands be the reason the toy is moving. Okay, so the second one, the cognitive and problem-solving skills. So those are going to be encouraging logical thinking, problem solving, anything that kind of just makes your brain think. And those types of toys are like puzzles, any memory matching games, any toys that involve sorting, any cars with tracks on them that involves things that make your brain have to figure out what's going to happen next. The third is the language and social emotional toys. With those toys, we are going to develop those social emotional skills that every kid needs to have. So they can be cars that develop play somehow. So if you have an ambulance, you're acting like you're in the ambulance. We have a lot of little people, and so the little people toys are a great example of this. So that way you can have these types of toys where you are acting out some sort of play, helping with that imaginative play or dramatic play. And the last one, sensory and creative expression toys. This could be any type of toy that helps with your senses, that fosters any type of creativity, and it might also support independent thinking. So this can be building blocks like Legos, magnet tiles, Play-Doh. He loves Play-Doh these days. He's been doing that a lot at daycare. And then any type of musical instruments, that type of thing will go in that box. So I actually got a bunch of bins. These types of bins, I actually got them from Big Lots because they're going out of business. They filed for bankruptcy, and it was 25% off of the price of the bins. And these bins are $8.99 usually, so we'll actually see how well they work, but they're really cheap. So if I need more, I can go get more. And if you have any Big Lots in your area, I'd probably go just take a peek and see if there's anything you need there, since all of the stuff is going to be discounted since they're going out of business. On each one of the bins, I'm going to be putting a label on it just with each type of toy that it is. So each label is going to say gross and fine motor skills, language and emotional development skills, and those toys are going to go in the bin. I am slightly nervous that I did not these bins aren't big enough with all of the toys that we have for him. So If not, we will just put it in the basement until I go buy some more bins, because there are a lot of toys, All right, so my goal now is just to go through all the toys and just figure out where they go and which bin they go into. So first off, we have some stacking cups. He's actually been using these since birth. We've had these for so long. And so we're going to put stacking cups. Although he's had them for a long time, he still uses them. He still has fun with them. They have like numbers on the bottom and they have shapes. So it really is, even though it's not super fun, it doesn't have a lot of long play with it, it is still a toy that he uses a lot. So this one is, I would go with more like sorting. So we're probably gonna go in the cognitive and problem solving skills for this stacking cups. Same with these. So these are just bowls that go together. You can stack them, they're colors of the rainbow. You can put them into little balls. You can do quite a lot with these, and they also have numbers on them, so it's a lot of fun practice. So this one also is going to go in the cognitive and problem solving bin. We have these big ones. These ones aren't necessarily Legos. I think it looks like they're called Mega Blocks, but we have these big ones. He still likes to build with this, and so I think this is still a great toy to have. This one is going to go in the sensory and creative bin, so that way, you know, he can build and do things what he wants with them. Open up that creative brain of his. This one he's had for quite a while. It is a little puzzle. It has faces underneath it. Puzzles though, good cognitive thinking. And then we have a more complex puzzle. This one also, good cognitive thinking. We also have these little the animal figurines. And it also comes with a card to match it on top of as well. So we're gonna do, with this one, we're likely gonna put this into some emotional, social learning type toys, because you can play with these a little bit more, acting out things. More love every toys, the bunny in the hole. This one, he does not get a lot of play out of it. I honestly think he might have outgrown it a little bit, but he still goes in sometimes. So we'll keep this one. This is gonna be fine motor. He pulls it out with his hands. More love every, we have the big puzzle. This big puzzle obviously is going to go cognitive problem solving. And we have the ball drop, where it moves and you can drop the ball in there. And this one also likely is gonna be cognitive problem solving. All right, we have this camera. It was given to us by his cousin, and I'd say he likes it. It makes noise. We are into a lot of toys that make noise, so he likes it because it makes noise. This one is gonna be emotional social learning box. Stuffed animals, emotional social learning. This one is actually one of my favorites. It's lasted a long time. It is a card, a really kind of like a board book style card that just gives you a bunch of different vocabulary words. At this point, he knows them all, but he still plays with this. And I think we've had this for over a year, but he still plays with it. So I'm cool with him still wanting to use it. And so we're gonna go, this one is gonna go cognitive problem solving. Got a tiny Etch-a-Sketch, and this one's sensory and creative. Got a recorder, which is also creative for music. A large cup, and this is gonna be emotional social skills. And we have a book, and we have actually kind of a lot of books. So I'm gonna do these last, but all of the books are gonna go in the cognitive problem solving area. Maybe a little bit in the social emotional, because depending on the content of it. But right now, we're gonna hold on to this, but all the books are gonna go into either of those two. We got these little tiny magnetic men, and he likes to play with these just all over the house, but this is gonna go social emotional skills. A ball, this one's gonna go to gross and fine motor. So I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a little afraid to put away all of his cars and vehicles. He plays with, this actually came on his birthday cake, but he plays with every vehicle as much as he plays with anything else. So we have so many vehicles and I'm a little afraid to put them away, but I don't think he needs to have 20 vehicles to play with. He probably can just handle 1 or 2. All right, we're gonna put his vehicles in 2 boxes. They're gonna go in the gross and fine motor, or if they're a little people vehicle, like this one is a little people vehicle, and with that you can put your little people inside of it. And so he does have a little bit of like social emotional skills here. This is, which I think is very funny, this is mommy. And so he always has mommy inside of vehicles, and mommy's driving the car, or mommy's going somewhere. So these types of vehicles are gonna be in the emotional social skills, but these types of vehicles are gonna go in gross and fine motor. Gross motor, emotional social skills, emotional social skills, emotional social skills. And we also have a pool frog. It's like one of you pool, and he chases it around. He actually uses this pretty often just as a vehicle now. He used to pull it, but now he will drive it around, or he'll pull it both. But this one is also gonna go in the gross and fine motor. Batman, which he doesn't even know what Batman is gonna go in gross and fine motor. We have this fun toy as well. It actually, you use all of the buttons to make things happen. So you can make you see up here, spins around. Everything on here will just follow the track. And so anything that follows the track, and you have to use these, I'm actually gonna put in problem solving despite it having a bunch of vehicles. So this is gonna go in problem solving. Vehicle is gonna go in gross and fine motor. Vehicle is, it's actually a train. And so this one is a little people toy, and this one is gonna go in emotional social development. All right, so we got a lot of stuff over here on the shelf, which is where I'm going to eventually put everything, but we have a bunch of puzzles. These puzzles are all gonna go in the problem-solving cognitive. We normally play with them all together at once to make it a little bit more difficult for them because they are pretty simple puzzles, but they're all going in problem solving. Love every toy for buckling. This is actually gross and fine motor, but it's actually a really cool toy. He enjoys it. It's made him really good at buckling and unbuckling, no matter how much I feel like I'm not sure he needs to know those skills just yet. Flashlight. This one is gonna go in the emotional social development. Vehicle, and that's gonna go in gross and fine motor. Bunch of magnetiles, so all the magnetiles are gonna go in the sensory and creative as well. This is the toy that I was talking about that you can pincher, so a little pincher grasp. This one is going to go in gross and fine motor. This one, you have to make sure you put the peg in the correct size hole. So this one's gonna be problem solving and cognitive. Bunch of balls, so many balls, all the balls, gross and fine motor. It's actually one of my favorite toys to play with him. You just put these on the color it goes with. It's gonna go on the cognitive, but he's not actually very good at playing with it. He likes to throw them, and obviously that's not ideal, but if we play with it together, he does not throw them, so we're gonna do that. We have some more puzzles. All the puzzles are gonna go in the cognitive problem solving. We have quite a lot of teethers. These need to be put away. We'll use these for his sister. Got another sorting toy. This one's got a bunch of carrots, and you just stick them through. I'm gonna actually put this in gross and fine motor. This one I think can double as both gross and fine motor and problem solving because it's a bunch of different types of locks. And he actually can do most of them now, which is great, but he still has fun putting stuff in here and hiding it and whatnot. So I'm gonna put this in problem solving. Got more vehicles. music instruments. We have this sorting. You can put the rings on it if you'd like. You can put stuff inside of it. This one is going to be gross, fine motor, because you have to move your hands a lot to play with this toy. I think lastly are all the big items that we have. So we have all of these tracks and stuff for cars. We have over here, we have this little person house. We have a ball drop from Love Every as well. And so all this stuff's not gonna fit in the bins. So we will just put it beside the bin it goes into. So this ball drop is gonna be gross fine motor. This is gonna be emotional social learning. And then that one over there, that lovely thing my mother got him, is a big track. And that one actually is gonna be gross fine motor skills. We also have all these little people, and all the little people are gonna go in the emotional social learning. And the wagon is gonna go in gross and fine motor. Okay, now my goal is to put everything back, only one or two from each skill set, and then change that every week. And I'm hoping, I am a little nervous because taking away all his vehicles might end up in a battle, but I think it'll be good for him in the long run to have different options when it comes to play. And I found some things that I actually forgot we had. So I am planning on using one big item, and the big items are the ones that I just went over, but the big items like this house, those kind of things, one big item, and then 1 to 2 from each of the individual boxes, and then 7 books. Every week, I'm gonna assume, I think I might do it on Fridays, so right before the weekend, so he's got a fresh new set of toys for the weekend. I'm gonna rotate all of the toys again and just make sure that everything stays fresh and it doesn't clutter the house too much as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm probably gonna speed this up so it doesn't look so boring. Also each week, because we have so many of these little people, I'm gonna put out probably 5 different little people each week, so he can still play with as many as he wants out of the 5. Since this one looks like him, we're gonna actually just keep this one out every time. So I'm gonna go with 6, but this one's always gonna be in rotation. And that's how it's gonna look. Significantly less toys.